Welcome back. This week I got to deliver these maker tables that we made. I didn't shoot much video on these maker tables because they're a little repetitive. I've done these in the past, but I really love these tables. I've made several sets now. I think I need to make a set for my shop. I need to make 2 or 3 of them just to have kind of near the printing presses and near some of the machines that we use. These tables are really convenient. They're simple to make. Real simple, using this 2x2 inch tube and just some plywood tops and a plywood base. The client ordered an interesting concept. If you notice, there's wheels only on 2 of the legs, so you could pick up the other end of the table and scoot it where you want it, and it still has a nice sturdy feel when you put the 2 regular legs down. So this is a nice concept. I think I'm going to steal this idea. I started the build. I'm making a big Bowie knife. It's going to come with a leather sheath. I just need to practice my knife making skills a little bit more, and so I figured I might as well make a video. This is from a leaf spring that my buddy Levi gave me. Levi, I got to finally use the leaf spring. He changed the springs on his truck and he gave me this and said, I know you'll use it. So Levi, thanks for the inspiration. I haven't really dug into blacksmithing as much as I've been wanting to, and this is a great project. I got a lot of shape to the blade with that very minimal grinding. I'm real excited to dig into it and get the nice grind that we want on. I'm gonna try and do a couple of details on the blade. So I'm looking forward to getting finished with that this week. Another build I started this week is a special gift. I can't say what it's for until it's done. Next week you'll be able to see the finished video and who it's for. It's pretty explicit once you see the build who it's for, and it's interesting. It has to be done this Saturday, so this is my emergency job for the week. It's a fun, interesting little project. You'll see where it goes. And Derek, thank you for the Purple Heart. I'm finally using it. Somebody ordered a vise stand from me, so I'm doing a vise stand with a little drawer that's going to carry a few tools underneath, and this is a good opportunity to do some metal work. And if you've seen this old Tony's welding cart build, he inspired me to put a drawer in my next vise stand, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just making a little drawer. It's going to carry some vise grips and some pliers and a couple little tap hammers. Hopefully I'll have it done next week.
Ow, my ears.
Beach and Barn, thank you for the hat. Thank you for the stickers, everybody. And Nick, thank you for that beautiful gift. I really appreciate that. Give me a cool little Veritas shoulder plane. Thank you, brother. Let's stay in touch. I finally got a chance to run my printer, my new 11x15 Chandler. I ran the Is It Straight, Is It Crooked poster on there, and there's a couple details you'll see at the end of this little segment about that new plate. But this machine is great. It runs with a motor. It is fantastic. It's huge. It's powerful. And I think we're going to try and do some impressions, maybe some die cutting with this machine. And by the way, I'm doing every 100,000 I put up a video of a collection, and the collection is going to be about my printing presses and a couple of machines I have that make type that involve fonts. So look for that. That's coming out maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Also got a chance to print my new business card. Simply just an experiment. You saw a couple weeks ago I cut my business cards. They used to be old postcards. So I cut off half the old information and I reprinted the back. So therapeutic. I just put on a podcast. You just sit there and you let it do its rhythm. It's really, really nice. It's very therapeutic, and at the end of it all, which is only a couple of hours, you end up with a few hundred business cards. I ran 2 colors. So I ran black one day, then I ran the red the second day to get the YouTube logo on there. This was a lot of fun. I just want to clear a couple things up. If you notice, this is the actual original printing plate that I actually engraved on the shop bot at Aquarium. And when I brought the graphic in, it had some trouble spots only for the CNC. So I made some compromises, and that's why we ended up with this graphic, where you see we got the black with the dropout at the bottom. This is the original one that I made from the very first time a year ago, and that I keep printing over and over again. Recently I've gotten more involved in printing, and I'm trying to do things more correctly, more the proper way. So I sent the graphic, the original graphic from my Illustrator file, I sent it to a company that makes letterpress plates. And when I got the plate back, I realized I completely forgot about this whole dropout thing because I did it in the software on the CNC. I never had it in my original Illustrator file. So when I got the plate back, I was surprised to see it was my original intended graphic. So I just went with it. And we ran 125 of these. And while we were in the middle of printing, there's this the strap which holds in some of the welting fell out of place and crushed the plate. That's why this plate got destroyed a couple days ago. Have no fear, I just made a phone call and they sent me a new one. These are magnesium plates. They make them up in a photographic process. They expose the plate and put it in an acid bath, and it eats away the background, and you get a perfect printing plate, which makes a nice impression. So I'm going to retire this plate, which is the original one. So if anybody has this graphic, I'm no longer going to print it. I'm going to only print this one. That clears up why we have 2 versions of this same graphic. Shop update. In the next vlog, you'll see the floor being poured. Prepping it, I had to clean up. I got rid of a lot of this old wood that was left over from the actual build, and we're using it as firewood in the new shop. One hand washes the other. We didn't have a dumpster, so Kyle, I apologize for that, and I appreciate you guys making 2 big piles of garbage. It was easy for me to throw them in my truck and take and get rid of them. And all the wood scraps is going to be firewood. My buddy Kurt came in, leveled the ground, and compacted down some gravel. We're going to put some insulation, some radiant floor heating. My buddy David, you're going to see David in the next vlog. David is going to put in electric. We're going to put in some vacuum tube. We're going to do a couple of cool things in the floor, and of course radiant floor heating. I'm excited. So I've been dropping some hints here and there. I talked about it on the podcast, on the after show. Taylor bought a horse.
13 to 15, we're not 100% sure.
And where did she spend most of her life?
Tennessee. She's a Holsteiner Canadian warm blood cross. She seems to be very nice. She seems to be very interested in jumping, and she likes to get round, and she's a very nice horse, from what I know. You know, horses are kind of evaluated into 2 temperaments, cold temperament and hot temperament, and the hot temperament refers to the horses that are more spirited, and cold-blooded temperament is referring to like draft horses and other breeds that are much more docile. So the warm blood was kind of, I guess, created to be a cross between the 2, you know, for sport. In her previous career was an event horse. So she did a little dressage, a little show jumping, and she did cross country. She seems to be settling in. She's very curious about everything, and we did a walk up the hill. We saw the other horses. So right now we're just walking her, letting her eat, letting her get some fresh green.
Guys, thank you very much. I will see you next week. Between now and then, hopefully I'll be able to put out about 3 videos. So I do actually still build stuff, contrary to what some of these comments say below.